What's good, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless, and I'm back with another reaction, this time to A Love Letter to You 3 by Trippie Red. So let's talk about it. I have never really been able to decide how I feel about Trippie Red and his music. On one hand, there are songs that I really like and I think stand out, and on the other hand, there's a lot of songs that I just can't stand, and a lot of his features I haven't really been a fan of. Even on his last project, his major debut, there were a couple songs that I really messed with and that made me really want to check out the project as a whole. But then there was just a ton of other stuff that I just did not like at all. We're all pretty forgettable, and I found like his vocals in particular, when he comes to those singing parts, were extremely inconsistent. One song I might really like him, and like the way he is doing his little trap singing, and then on another song, it can be completely grating. So my opinion about him has been about as consistent as the quality of his music. But on the other hand, those moments that do really stand out and those songs that do resonate with me are the main reason why I still think that he is one of the top and one of the best of this whole wave of generation of so-called SoundCloud rappers. I hadn't heard a ton of his older stuff. Life is a Trip was his first real project that I heard from front to back. And while there were some good moments, like I said before, it was generally underwhelming and all over the place. However, after my first listen to A Love Letter to You 3, my first reaction and opinions about the project was that it is highly more consistent than Life is a Trip. And those head scratching moments where I found myself thinking, what the fuck was he thinking here? Were few and far in between, if any, really. Vocally, he was so much better here than on Life is a Trip, and that's a big reason why I thought he was so much more consistent here. Instead of trying to prove that he's a singer, which he's definitely not, and straining himself to the point where it came off as obnoxious, he was much more subdued for the most part, and I think he did a better job of juggling the moments where he was singing and rapping. And even the moments where he was singing for the most part were in line with the song instead of seemingly fighting against it, which is what I felt like he was doing in the last one. And the production and his guest features were both so much more interesting than what he had on Life is a Trip. Songs like his lead single Topanga and the other song I Tried Loving are immediately infectious, and I found myself immediately vibing with them. And then the guest features like from Young Boy Never Broke Again, who I've never really been a fan of, were actually compelling. And he had a great back and forth on 1400/1999, I believe is the name of the song, with Juice WRLD. Even though Juice WRLD, speaking on that kind of thug life gangster stuff, was a bit comical, but they had a great back and forth and a great chemistry, and that was one of the better songs off the project as a result. Even his sad boy raps here didn't feel as forced as they did on Life is a Trip. On that one, I really felt like they started to wear out their welcome pretty quickly, and even though I found myself still wondering here, how can a kid this young in his position be having this much pain and trouble in his life, particularly when it comes to love and relationships? But his vocals were so strong here compared to the last time that they really carried the songs, and they really carried the emotion through to his lyrics, to his songwriting, that make it compelling enough for me to keep wanting to come back to and listen to over and over again. These alt rock songs gotta stop though. Campfire Table is terrible. But aside from a few bumps here and there, A Love Letter to You 3 is a surprisingly solid project that showed a lot of growth for him as an actual musician, even from just a few months ago. I think this is the first project that really lived up to all the praise that people have been heaping on him, and really shows off the immense potential he has as an actual artist and musician in this game. But for those of you that heard A Love Letter to You 3, what do you guys think about it? Do you think it's a big step up from Life's a Trip? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to head over to the official website where you can leave your own ratings and reactions to this album, other projects, and everything else I react to over on the site. If there's anything that you would personally like me to react to, you can also let me know in the comments down below. And if you like any of the gear that I'm rocking in these videos, like here or here, you can also head over to the site and grab some for yourself. As always, thank you guys for joining me. I will be back shortly with more reactions, so I will check you guys soon. Peace.